This is That Guy Jig Sports Podcast. I am him, JIG. Subscribe, rate, or review. Amazon, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out. And don't forget about the Instagram at That Guy Jig. And also subscribe to the YouTube, Jigsaw Jimmy. Man, somewhere, Kevin Durant is sitting down and he's hitting the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's pointing at the TV. Because what we saw last night, Isaiah Likely is a shoe size too big. We've seen this before in a different sport. We've seen Kevin Durant be a shoe size too big on a three-point shot. I mean, the shoe size matters, folks. 2 inches matters, as we saw last night. 2 inches matters. And if this NFL season has any implication, is any type of child of the game from last night, then this season is going to be one of the best seasons that we have ever seen. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs are going for the three-peat, folks, and they look like offensively that this is one of those explosive Kansas City Chiefs teams. They're fast, folks. They have speed at wide receiver. They have multiple weapons at wide receiver. Isaiah Pacheco is still a monster running the football. Patrick Mahomes is still a wizard with the football. And you have the ringleader man of all this, Andy Reid. He has not lost his step. The Kansas City Chiefs have not lost their step. Now on the other side, the Baltimore Ravens look like a team to me that come week 8 to week 9, watch the hell out. Once this team meshes, once this team gels, they are going to be a hell of a football team. They're going to be that team they were last year. You know what I love about the Ravens so far that I've seen? They haven't changed up too much. Just because you got Derrick Henry, you don't change what you fundamentally do. We're going to keep doing what we do because it works. Derrick Henry is just going to be a complementary piece to what already works. And you saw that. They take their shots when they can. You know, they're not out there just throwing bombs over Baghdad. They got speed. They got receivers that can get you downfield, but that's not what they're here for. We're here for the quick game, play action, let Lamar do it. And I love how much control Lamar Jackson has of this offense. This Baltimore Ravens team looks great. I'm telling you, this is week 1. This is week 1. And I will continue to say this all week 1. Offenses will struggle. Offenses will struggle. Offense is harder to catch on to because you have to have a little bit more chemistry. No offense to anybody that played defense or is a defensive guy. But as a defensive guy, the gist of it one-on-one is no one behind you and make the fucking tackle. That's it. That's it. Offense, you got to have linemen cohesively moving together. You got to have wide receivers hitting their proper depths. You got to have short, middle, long. You can't have middle. I mean, there's things, there's timing. There's timing routes. There's RPOs. There's things that the offense does that the defense doesn't have to worry about. And you know what? Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the defenders. You ain't got to worry about certain shit, and that's okay. But listen, if you're a Ravens fan, it's okay. But listen, fantasy, you know how we do. We're going to talk fantasy and we're going to mix all the NFL into one big-ass potluck. Okay? But for fantasy purposes on this game, the 2 red flags, Travis Kelce, 4 targets and 3 catches. And then you got Mark Andrews, who I think had maybe 2 targets and 1 catch. Listen, guys, Mark Andrews is going to be a part of this game plan. There's no way that they're going to continue to do that. Week 1, they were just moving him in. You know, they were getting him acclimated. But I will tell you, Isaiah Likely is here to stay. Isaiah is likely here to stay. That guy's a baller, bona fide. And guess what? The NFL is a league of youth. So eventually, yes, they will phase Mark Andrews more and more out. This is just a part of the game, guys. This is a part of the game from a guy who's coming off a terrible injury. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen this week or this year, but eventually Isaiah Likely will take over that number 1 spot, and as you can see, this is why. But here we are, folks. The season's officially here. It's Friday. We got football in Brazil. We got Packers and Eagles. This is going to be a bona fide great game. The Packers offense is going to look renewed and rejuvenated. They have Josh Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. So I expect this game to have a little bit of scoring. Both quarterbacks for fantasy purposes should be good. You shouldn't have to worry about it. The receiving corps should do what they do. I do believe the Packers have the better defensive secondary with Jair Alexander. I do believe that they have the better defensive secondary. I could be wrong. You could probably be like, Jig, you're a fucking idiot. But I just truly believe overall, top to bottom, I would take the secondary of the Packers over the secondary of the Eagles. That's just me. Now, the Eagles probably do. I mean, the Eagles have a great front seven. They have a great pass rush and all that good stuff. But overall, give me the Packers secondary. The Eagles receivers those should still be good. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, these guys should ball. You know, Saquon Barkley is a guy who I have as a dark horse to win Offensive Player of the Year because of a new team, new life, new line. So it's going to be a new Saquon Barkley. I feel like the Eagles will give him more of a Penn State role. I feel like Jalen Hurts is going to be more of a dink and dunk quarterback going back to his Bama days when he was successful. I think they're going to try to get him more of the medium to short range, maybe throw a couple bombs here and there because Jalen Hurts has always struggled with the deep ball. This is nothing new. This is just something that's true. And that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to be the master of the deep ball anymore. We can do this. We can do it the way Jalen does it, and the Eagles have shown that they are willing to do it the way Jalen does it. So that's okay. So overall, I do like the Eagles overall in this game. I think their ability to run the ball more consistently. I think the Eagles probably get the game in Brazil, but don't be surprised if the Packers turn some heads. We got Bills and Cardinals on Sunday. Now we got the Sunday games. This is when the blood pressure goes up. Sunday fun days are gone, folks. It's Sunday stress day for the next 17 weeks because we're locked the fuck in. We are locked in. We are locked the fuck in. Cardinals and Bills, this is an interesting game because we have two teams with a big-ass roster overhaul. Okay? The Cardinals are coming in with their rookie phenom wide receiver with a quarterback that they want to have belief in, the fans want to believe in, but he just hasn't put the product out there for us. The Bills come in after they traded their diva receiver, they say, and now they say they're a complete team. No number one receiver. They're going to want to run the ball with Joe Brady. So this is going to be an interesting game. James Cook, James Conner, I think those two guys are going to be good. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a good wide receiver to have. Keenan Allen. Curtis Samuels, if you're in deeper league, you're going to try to put him in because he's probably going to get you more of your all-around purpose touches. You know what I mean? Running and catching. I like Curtis Samuels around Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's going to be a red zone monster this year. Josh Allen and James Cook are going to be two guys that I don't think you're going to be upset at having. The thing with James Conner is he's touchdown dependent. Now, depending on how Kyler Murray depends to play, which he usually starts the seasons off good. You don't usually have to worry about Kyler Murray in the beginning of the seasons. It's more about the later part of the season with Kyler Murray that's become the issue. With that being said, with that being in mind, they're going to be down in this game. The Bills' defense is good. They are 6-point favored, so watch out. Overall, I like the Bills at home, Bills Mafia, but if you got players, this is going to be a solid little fantasy game. Overall, the total points on this on sports betting is 47.5. This is a couple points. It's going to be a couple points. Patriots and Bengals, although people are going to look at you like, you know what, man, there's no gold in those hills. There are gold in those hills. The Patriots have some solid wide receivers, Jaden Polk. They have Demario Douglas from last year, Hunter Henry, the quarterback, Ramondre Stevenson, and then Antonio Gibson. These are guys that you could probably play and get some good production out of. The Bengals, I know the Bengals look very good, but listen, these guys have not played together. They have not been practicing together. Chemistry is going to be off. Do not be surprised if Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase struggle early. No Joe Mixon, so this is now the entry of Chase Brown and Zach Moss era, the two-headed monster to replace Joe Mixon. So, like I said, do not be surprised if this team struggles offensively. For week one, that's why I always say they're going to struggle offensively. But this team especially because motherfuckers have been holding out for new contracts and they're not happy. Overall, give me the Bengals. And I think that's why the over-unders on this game is only at 40.5. Because they know their struggles are coming. Offensive struggles are coming in that game. Beware. Beware, beware, beware. Vikings and the Giants. This is one of those games where I like the fucking Giants. Listen, I drafted Daniel Jones on one of my fantasy football teams. I know what you're thinking. Jig, what the fuck were you thinking? Yeah, I'm thinking that a man that's playing for his life, a man that's playing for his livelihood, Daniel Jones just doesn't have to be good for a contract. He has to be good to stay in the fucking NFL. If he wants a Baker Mayfield opportunity, if he wants a Sam Darnold opportunity for the future, he has to ball out now. And for this game, I like the Giants overall. The Giants' defense is solid. They got better on the D-line. You look at their offense. You look at Malik Neighbors, Wyatt. You look at Gray, Devin Singletary. You see what they have around Daniel Jones. You kind of think, yeah, but it's possible, folks. It's possible. The Vikings, you know what you got out there. But you know who your quarterback is. The last time we saw this man start, he was seeing ghosts. That's scary. I wouldn't be too fearful because their coach is in love with their wide receiver, so you know he's going to get his ball. You know he's going to get his food. Titans and Bears, it's Caleb Williams' day. It's Caleb Williams' day versus Will Levis, who was also a rookie last year. So this guy knows what he's going through. This game is going to be good. All athletes, all skill positions are in play. Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears. If DeAndre Hopkins plays, get him. Calvin Ridley, the tight end for the Titans, for the Bears, everybody. DJ, Rome, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet. I don't know if Keenan Allen's playing. He's been questionable. You know how Keenan Allen gets, but that guy is in play. Everybody's in play for this game. 44 is the over-under, so they expect a little bit of points. They expect a little bit of points. A little bit of points and a little bit of movement. A little bit of ball movement means points for us in fantasy football, and that's what we're looking for. Panthers and Saints, this is going to be one of those games where only certain players are of interest. Adam Thielen, Brian Thompson, the rookie. Adam Thielen, Chuba Hubbard. Now listen, Chuba Hubbard's one of these guys that was top 10 in the NFL in carries last year. He snuck it up in there. Okay, if you're looking for the Saints, of course, Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed. These are the guys you want. You can't go too deep on these teams because you don't know what the hell they're going to do. Dennis Allen is on the hot seat down there, so he's going to have some offense. They have no choice but to score the ball this year. Steelers and Falcons. This is going to be Kirk Cousins' first game in Atlanta. This is going to be Russell Wilson's first game in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers are an interesting team to me because there's a bunch of guys who have a lot to prove. Russell Wilson has been thrown through the dirt, and I've always said it. I don't think the job in Denver was all on Russell Wilson. Nathaniel Hackett is a terrible offensive coordinator, and he's been a terrible offensive coordinator everywhere Aaron Rodgers is not. So my point being is, I think Russell Wilson was not the greatest. He did not live up to that contract, but at the same time, he was not given the same amount of opportunities that he was in Seattle. I mean, look at what he had in Seattle. We got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and then you go to Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. I'm sorry, Jerry Jeudy is no Tyler Lockett, and he's definitely no DK Metcalf, and neither is Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton has lived under. He has lived under the radar, but he's also lived not where his potential was supposed to be. Coming out of SMU, Cortland Sutton was supposed to do a little bit bigger. Now, he has a chance in the offense with Sean Payton to rejuvenate and relight that fire, but we will see. But overall in this game, the Steelers and the Falcons are looking like that team that finally got a quarterback to get their weapons the ball. Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Darnell Mooney. These are guys that are going to look to upgrade their life. They're going to look to upgrade their contracts. You got Zach Robinson, offensive coordinator, coming over from the Rams. So you know, Big 12 guy, he's going to be throwing the football. The Falcons are going to put the ball up in the air. Over-unders are at 41.5, which I do like the overs for that. Dolphins and Jaguars. Over-unders are at 48.5, so they expect some points. So that means this is a game you want to look into for fantasy football. Everybody's an option. Devin Achane, Raheem Mostert, Hill, Jalen Waddle. And then you go to the other side. Gabe Davis, Travis Etienne. You got Evan Ingram. Calvin Ridley is gone. So Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, these guys are going to get more volume. Evan Ingram's going to get more of a red zone volume. Now they bring in Gabe Davis. It's going to be interesting to see how they use him. I expect him to be used the same similar situation. Nothing's going to change, just different address. But this is going to be a game you want to be a part of. The Colts also over-unders 48.5. Another game you want to be a part of for fantasy football. Everybody for the Texans is in play. Stephon Diggs, Nico, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, Joe Mixon, C.J. Stroud. Colts, Michael Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor, I think the tight end. I like the tight end. Texans do kind of all right against the tight end. I don't know though. But you still got Mitchell from Texas, the rookie. They are high on him, very high on him. Slot receiver this year. Watch out. And now, of course, Anthony Richardson. But that guy, if you have Anthony Richardson, I want you to listen and listen carefully. That guy plays as if he does not love his body. That's dangerous. That's dangerous in the NFL and dangerous for a quarterback. So watch out for him. Raiders and the Chargers, this is going to be, if you have them, you have them. If you don't even try to get into this game. The Chargers and the Raiders, this is going to be one of those old school 2000s football game, 19-20, 17-20, 21-24, low scoring game. Not going to be too many points. Not going to be too many points. Not going to be too much fantasy gold in here. But if you have to, Ladd McConkey, Joshua Palmer is another receiver you can get in deeper leagues that's going to get number one. Jacoby Myers, Devontae Smith, Brock Byers, those guys, of course. And if you need a quarterback for a pinch for some reason right now, I guess Gardner Minshew or Justin Herbert, but that's crazy. Broncos and Seahawks. Interesting. Rookie going into the 12. This is going to be something that I'm intrigued to see how the Broncos offense looks. A lot of RPOs is what I feel like. A lot of Bo Nix on run pass options. I like Pookie Williams. I think he's going to have a big year. I think Sean Payton runs the ball. I think Cortland Sutton maybe be a 1,000-yard receiver this year. For the Seahawks, I think Geno has a better year than last year, and I think all the receivers eat, and I think Kenneth Walker benefits. I think the Seahawks are one of these teams that are going to be one of those tweeners that later on down the line we look at and we say, damn, this is going to be a very good football team. In a tough division, got to beat the 49ers and the Rams. Browns and Cowboys. Over-unders are 40, but there's gold. Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku, Jerome Ford for the first 5-6 weeks. I don't know if Nick Chubb comes back immediately after 4 weeks. For the Cowboys, Dak Prescott has the ball. CeeDee Lamb got his bread. And then you got Zeke the Freak back. And then Rico, I believe. Brandon Cooks for deeper leagues, but like I said, if you're playing Brandon Cooks already, man, I'm sorry. Whatever the fuck happened to your roster, I'm sorry. But damn. I like the Cowboys overall in this game, though. I do. Even though the Browns are at home and the Browns defense is going to be very, very good this year. Very good this year. Matter of fact, I take that back. Give me the Browns in this game. Yeah, give me the Browns at home. Give me the Browns at home. I like the Browns in that game, actually, now that I'm really thinking about it. Commanders and the Buccaneers. Now, this is a game that's sneaky. This is a game that's sneaky because the Buccaneers have lost some pieces on defense and the Commanders have gained some pieces on offense. So this is a game that could end up being high scoring that we don't even think about it. The over-unders are at 42. There's gold in those hills. Terry McLaurin. Don't forget about Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler. The offensive coordinator is Cliff Kingsbury in Washington, so we know what they're about. We've seen him coach in Arizona, so we know what he's going to do now he's an OC. Tampa Bay's coming in with the same group offensively, adding in Bucky Irving, so I'm very interested to see how they use old Bucky. Mike Evans, the most consistent wide receiver in the NFL, probably going to go over 1,000 yards again. Chris Godwin's back in the slot. Last time he was in the slot, he went ham and cheese melt. So watch out for this game. Now, the game of the fucking week. The Rams and Lions. Over-unders are at 52. Now, this game right here gives you Chiefs-Rams vibes. This shit gives you vibes of scoring. This gives you vibes of last-minute offense. Matthew Stafford going back to Detroit, folks. Matthew Stafford is going back to Detroit. But this time he's coming back with Cooper Kupp, Puka, Parkinson's a tight end, and then he's coming in with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. This is going to be an interesting game. This is going to be an interesting team. The Lions have wealth. They have wealth. Okay? When you look at Amon-Ra St. Brown, you look at Montgomery, you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, you look at Sam Laporta, you look at Jamal Williams. These guys have wealth. They have wealth on the offensive side, and they throw the football. They have a young offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, so you know he's going to be cool. And then you got, everybody's favorite head coach, Campbell, who you would run through a wall for. So that's all right. I like this game. If you can get in this game, get in this game. Please. Get in this game. And then to wrap it up week 1, Jets and the 49ers. This is going to be old Robert Saleh going back to the 49ers where it all started. Give me the Jets. Aaron Rodgers coming back first game. Emotions are going to be high. Garrett Wilson's supposed to have a career year. This is the year he's supposed to have. Garrett Wilson, fantasy football people, this is your year. This is your year. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, this is going to be your year. I like the 49ers, though. I like the 49ers offense as far as McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk. Now they got Ricky, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. This is an offense that you just fall in love with. I have Brock Purdy in the Fantasy Football League, and I love it. I love it. I think it's amazing. Overall, man, football is amazing, isn't it? And you know what else is amazing? This thing that we have. It's called a friendship, and it never sinks. So subscribe, rate, and review. Push that subscribe button for me, please. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are here all fantasy football. We are here all NFL season. We are here all NBA. Fall sports, we are here. Follow the Instagram at That Guy Jig for all of our sports betting and sports props. They're all there. And all the news that you want is there. I mean, folks, we waited, we drafted, and now it is time for 17 straight weeks of football and understanding that the stress levels may kill us. But also, at the end of this road is a pot of gold and immortality. Championships. What do? We play the game to win. And that's what we do, folks. We play the game to win. And this is That Guy Jig Sports Podcast. I am him, JIG. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Thank you. I appreciate you. Peace.